Well, I said when we recorded the X video, that was my favorite show. I don't know. This is close. Just from like a fun factor, and they played pretty well.
Experience.
Obviously. Good.
You're just the experience of the show.
Yeah, this experience viewing this George Mason 2025 show on finals night with the crowd, packed arena, probably the most fun I've had watching a WGI show at finals ever in over a decade of me, probably 12 to 15 years of me following this. So it was just so much fun. I can't wait to get into this.
I was cracking up watching the stream because I did watch all the finals on the live stream, and just this like pre-show, like the sound check. I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, you'll hear the pre-show sound check here in a second. But like the George Mason character started from the time he walked onto the floor before they're even across the timeline. He's
probably in a tunnel.
I'm sure. Oh yeah, getting character, get everything right. Method acting. I think that would apply here. But yeah, we were like, we have to react to GMU. But we have to watch the show. I don't want to just watch the beats in the lot. Like, we have to watch it. So, obviously, a lot of people have put the Flow Run multicam on all over the internet. So, we're going to use one of them, one of the random ones. But, comment, like, subscribe. This is Aged Out Reacts. We're the two hosts of the Aged Out Podcast, Michael Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
Yeah, comment, like, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, join button on YouTube if you want to support us financially, or if you want to get a shirt or sticker, agedoutpodcast.com. Aged Out Fundamentals playlist. I pick a new one every single day. Helps keep my old man hands in shape and actually build some chops again. It'll also just help you make a drum line that you want to make or make your group you're already in better. It's a free resource out there. And then this video is also sponsored by Brash Drums. Link in the video description to brashdrums.com. Their alpha pad, I say it every time, and I'm not lying, is the best pad that I have used in my entire life. I've had a lot of good pads, but that alpha pad is something special, man. I don't know what Scott came up with or how he built that thing, but they have other great products as well. Check their website out. All right, let's watch the funniest, most enjoyable show. And I'm happy they jumped some people. They beat United. They beat Mystique. And it was almost like a build of a storyline. Like I think they were in 8th.
Kind of felt it coming.
Yeah, they were in 7th after prelims, I think, and then 7th
again.
After
semis.
Yeah,
but it just I don't know, just felt like
everybody knew it was going to happen. I talked to Travis in the lot before they started on semis day, and he was just like, "Man, we're pretty far from." It was Infinity at the time, I think, or I don't know.
Infinity was in 6th.
Yeah, he was like, "We're pretty far from them. We're just hoping to close the gap, play better. Didn't have a good run on prelims day, playing wise." And close the gap, and maybe the crowd can push us over. But I don't know. They played great on finals night. They got pushed over the hump. Well-deserved. I mean, it's just, we'll let the show speak for itself. But we're starting in the setup because the George Mason character is hilarious, and we have to watch this. So. Their sound check is so fitting. Get it, George. Someone just yelled.
Brushing off the coat. I love it.
First one for 2025 program, The George Mason Show. WGI Sport Event.
Excuse me, Bradley.
What was that?
I'll take it from here.
You want to finish my announcements?
Indubitably, presenting the 2025 program, the show about the founding father who is also a university, who is also a drumline.
Pause for a sec. Our friend Chris Gary, who we've had on here, I don't think he stopped laughing or grinning from the time they came on the floor to the time they left the floor. Like, it was amazing. Just as an aside.
George Mason is proud to present the George Mason University Indoor Drumline.
So we just had to pause and rewind, everybody. Evan had some weird weather-related stuff going on outside, but I'll say before we get back into this, there's no two better people to design a show like this than Dan Shack and Travis Peterman. And obviously, Tim Fairbanks had a hand in it. Others involved were obviously involved in design. It was a group effort, but those two are like trolls. Like they're just internet. They're just like trolls. And I say that in the most positive, endearing way I possibly can. They're witty.
They just have a good pulse on like, internet memes and just all the stuff.
So this was like perfect for them. They played this field drum stuff great, by the way.
These like pickup rolls are great.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Crispy.
Yeah, the low end.
So good on the rolls. You've got to dig into those drums too to play with that quality. Great quality on the field drums.
And then
the crowd was like this the whole time, by the way.
They had to like loosen up for when they stopped playing those. I'm sure like the grip pressure versus the Kevlar.
I'm George Mason, and welcome to my illustrious evening.
Yeah, his mic cut out for half a second there, and we all got real scared.
We have melody and groove, big drums that move,
I'm sure the staff too was like,
big drums that move.
I mean,
Making fun of props. Everybody's got props that have to be moved. And it's creative because one of the big gripes with groups that have a lot of big props on the floor is it's awkward when you have to move them around. And so they're just completely calling it out. But in calling it out, it gives them a smooth, in-context way to move the props from side 2 of the floor where they're at slowly over because they're just
calling it out. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's awkward. We get it. We have big props that move. Now we're going to move them. It's all just tropes of the whole activity. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's the satire is through the roof.
Great gear shift. They dropped down and then sped back up again mid-phrase.
Nice.
They played well finals night, man. The whole group did.
Add-ins. Yeah, and then pull the rug out again.
Oh, great.
Drop down.
Again. Great handling this turnaround, environmental demand. That whole phrase was just such a good, and even the way the sticks in there, like band.
Yeah.
Like it's just incredible.
Band, yeah.
But that whole musical phrase from the drum
band.
line, just ups and downs and density and great blend, honestly, across the whole battery. Which we talked about it with our X video before this a few days ago. Just great. That's also what I think made this so great. If they hadn't been as good of a playing ensemble as they were, it wouldn't have worked as well.
Right. We had talked about this with the bass moment coming up too, but I'll say that here in a second.
It's a Yankee Doodle bass break. With me.
It's a Yankee Doodle bass.
We have ones, twos, threes, and fours. Twins. Bucket does have 2 hands and more. Like GameCube. Wheels.
All right, dude, the GameCube reference. Did you get that?
Yes, that was the GameCube sound. For anyone
When you start
our
up the
age,
console?
when you turned on the GameCube, for those Gen Zers that never had one, I'll back up and you'll hear it on the xylophone.
And the xylo. That was the startup sound from Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah, just phenomenal.
We have ones, twos, threes, and fours. Twins. Bucket does have 2 hands and more. Like GameCube. Lasers and lasers, mega lasers. Goblin, banana peel, Pikachu, cilantro, inverted carve moon slashers.
you just say inverted car bomb?
Yeah.
What even is that?
It's on there, Mike. Can't you read it?
Not from this. I'm blind, clearly.
Which, saying, like, unless that was excellent, the effect would have been
It
crap.
wouldn't have worked.
But, like, they had to nail it, so,
Would not have worked. So, also
Great.
point out, George Mason yells, yeah, bass, and then cackles and runs behind the thing. That might be peak comedy from the whole show. Because everybody says, yeah, bass. When
it's like indoor drum, or it's like drumline lore. Like everybody's just like, yeah, bass, because we don't know what to say because they just played the craziest stuff you've ever seen.
No
like,
one
yeah,
knows.
bass.
Yeah, you don't know what rhythm it was. It sounded even, so it was great in our brains. I'm not sure.
Actually, they did say, Dan told me that they caught a couple judges like in the season, like late season when they had that. They'd say like, yeah, bass, and then he would say, and they're like, you got me.
Amazing.
Which is great.
Oh yeah. And then they have the serious indoor drumline stuff in between the satire. We all know space in the writing is the fad of the past, 6 years.
Let me change my implement.
Yep. Back sticks, rims, the butt of the stick.
The dude scraping the guts there at the end. And this one is definitely one of the last 6-7 years.
Oh, yeah. Broken City, Infinity, Monarch.
Pause. Even when we had the Infinity staff on there, and Mike was talking about he uses those numbers. He's like, I pick a number system. I forget what it's called exactly, but
Angel numbers, I
mean,
think. I think it's angel numbers, maybe.
Something like that. But they have meaning, and so he'll write them throughout the show. People just do that stuff now.
Mm-hmm. So again, poking fun at ourselves.
Yeah,
it's okay to laugh at ourselves.
It's like what comedians do. They're so self-deprecating.
Oh yeah. Talking about how all comedians have mental health problems, and that's what makes you funny.
That's why they're so good with hecklers. Hecklers come out, it's like, you're making fun of me. I've been making fun of myself for years.
Yeah, this is nothing. So
just hammering it home.
Yep. Those were
also
all
kind of a nod,
except for one double stroke. Those were all really good too.
Kind of a nod to themselves too, from when they did the deconstructed show at CWP.
Yeah, for those that don't know, say that again.
They did that same concept in the deconstructed show when Cadets Winter Percussion was a thing, deconstructing the role. Similar idea, so kind of a nod at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
George, you wouldn't do an indoor show without me.
Everybody loves electronics nowadays. That's one of the other fads.
I mean, the Titanic thing too just sends it over the top.
I never knew there was the iceberg prop until seeing it live.
Well, I don't know if they had it all year either, but maybe.
No, maybe not. True.
I'm curious what the floor says too. There's probably some funny stuff actually written in the floor.
I'm sure.
Just the candid, standard heartfelt ballad or whatever.
I feel electric.
GE on the flags, just so.
And of course
perfect.
the lights on the marimbas are so out of place, but it's just on the nose.
And musically, it makes sense. It's good. His hat came off when he.
the salute. One little like re-attack.
Him like air drumming with the feature.
The visual.
They've got a 4 in there. Everybody loves 4s. Couple small ticks in there, but overall just really good.
Yeah. A little bit on the.
And then this is so on the nose. It's unbelievable. The get off the floor.
Like, don't get a penalty. Oof, great. Yeah, bass.
Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Nailed it.
The mad dash to like move all your equipment.
Those rolls were great. Quad rolls were great.
The tension building. Also, the coordination to like get the clock.
I was thinking about that too, live, watching it. Great drags. Roughs, whatever. And then George is on all the flags. Look at the first one. He's on like the horse from that painting.
Oh my gosh. Mega lasers.
They throw babies
The
on the
baby
floor
doll.
at the end. This
Dude.
video,
Yeah, I know you don't get to see it on this video because I've watched the. I specifically went to the end, but dude, he's like George's character just hamming it up, and he walks over and picks up the baby and just punts it like a
Dude.
football across the room.
you know the screens above where they show the video while you're in the arena?
Yeah, yeah.
He kicked it so high, I thought it was going to hit the screen. He punted that thing. But yeah, that
If you
was...
find anybody that has like a just a cell phone recording of this or like a high cam recording, you'll see at the end like he just like boots that baby.
It's so good. It's so... The show's on the nose. We have to be able to laugh at ourselves. Because anyone with eyes and ears will tell you and should be able to admit there are some fads and some tropes about our activity and some fads over the past 6 years that a lot of groups are doing now. No matter who was the first, they're good ideas. Like, it's creative, so I get, and it's successful, which is why everybody... But, like, you got to be able to laugh at ourselves.
Well, and I think it does serve a good point that like you can take it serious about being good without having to take it too serious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But you know, obviously they took it serious because they wanted to be a great ensemble and present something that's great. But you know, it's fun, it's lighthearted, it's funny. So
It was amazing. Great show.
Yeah.
Congrats, Dan, Travis, and the whole GMU design and instructional staff and the members on a heck of a season. I think it's the highest placement GMU's ever achieved as an ensemble.
Maybe.
It
Probably.
has to be.
Sounds
It
right.
has to
Sounds
be.
right.
Sixth place, like it's been the top 5 forever. Like it has to be the highest. I think I saw Travis post it on Facebook earlier too. So, congratulations, everybody else. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back. We're waiting a little bit for our finals podcast because I want to collect my thoughts. Evan wants to collect his thoughts, and really, because we have some things we want to talk about that we want to get right. So we're going to wait a few days and kind of write some stuff down and figure it out. We also will probably have Chris Gary on with us for that because we want 2 people that were there live for 2 differing opinions with me and Chris, and then Evan obviously has his opinions from the stream. So obviously the X video already came out. This will come out. Then the next thing that comes out will be the podcast about finals, going over how our predictions did, all that good stuff, but we want to get it right. So comment, like, subscribe, brashdrums.com, grab an alpha pad, agedoutoutpodcast.com, shirt, sticker, aged out fundamentals, drum every day, shoot your 100 free throws a day is how I think about it.
Steph Curry.
Patreon, join. We will see everybody in the next one.
Peace.